Hello, lovely friends, and welcome to my channel. It's Sean from Sean K Beauty, and today we are going to do a quick and easy eyeshadow look for hooded lids to give yourself an instant eye lift. So if this is something you're interested in, please keep watching. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe and leave comments in the comment section below so that the discussion can continue. I love you guys so much. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so for this first hack, we want to work with our brows. Now the key is going upward and outward when you have hooded or downturned eyes. So starting with creating brows that kind of go towards the ear, the tail of it, as opposed to going downward, is going to draw attention away from. So we're creating more real estate for us to put our shadow. And the way you can determine if you have hooded lids, just look forward in a mirror and seeing if any skin is hanging over the lid, and then more times than not you have hooded lids. So I'm going in with the runway shade in the Jet Set palette from Jouer Cosmetics. It is now $12, guys. It used to be much higher than that, but they're discontinuing it. Just a quick FYI, this is a very pigmented palette and I talk about it a lot. So I'm showing you here how I'm whisking that tail more towards my ear. Again, not wanting to accentuate the hooded area. And hooded eyelids are caused when there's an excess of skin under the brow bone that folds over the eyelid. So it makes it hard for you to see color on the lid when you open up your eyes. And doing your brows like this is really going to help you because we're going to cheat the process of putting on our eyeshadow, because now we're going to cut in a crease and we're also going to create more real estate for that lid color because we're going above our natural lid line. And here's a quick tidbit here. Like you see, I'm cleaning up underneath the brow bone and I'm using the LA Pro Girl in the shade Fawn, but I'm following the contour that I've already created with that eyeshadow color. And we don't want to go too high with our arches. And the misnomer a lot of women make is that if I tweeze it and have a really thin brow, or if I take my arch super duper high, I have more space to work with. The problem is you're accentuating now the brow bone, and we don't want to do that. So I just showed the difference between one eye that's already cleaned up as opposed to the other one. And as you could see, before I started cleaning up this eye, it did look like I did not have a lot of space to put shadow. So I'm just going to whisk that again away from that downturned like tail, which we see a lot on some women. But I want you guys to know that having a hooded lid is not an issue. This is just a technique that shows us how to apply our makeup to accentuate our shape of eye. So please understand that hooded lids, downturned eyes is not a problem. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is prime, because when you have hooded lids, you end up with a crease in the middle or in between that fold. So a primer is going to control that oil. It's going to help that color to have something to adhere to, and it's going to make the eyeshadow look more bold. So we just want to seamlessly get this all over the eyelid. Now, I also want to put out that a hooded lid, downturned eye, there's no issue with that. We are just learning a technique for our particular eye shape. So I really want to put that out there. We're all beautiful and unique in our own way, and we just have to learn techniques that accommodates what our features are and accentuates the beauty of who we are. So that's all what this technique is. Now I'm going in with a fluffy brush into a beautiful rosy mauve shade. This is First Class from the Jouer Jet Set palette. And you see my lid space is limited. So I'm going right above my natural lid with that color. So when I open up my eyes, you'll be able to see it. The next hack in this too is when you get to the end you're going to have to whisk your shadow a bit, like the tail of your shadow, whisk it towards where you drew the brows. So that's going to create a more openness with the eye. The key is upward and outward with your makeup so that the eyes appear more open. And with hooded lids, you can use a bold shade, you can use fuchsias, electric blues, purples. You can be dramatic when you have hooded lids with eye color. Now, I'm just showing you a trick from Wayne Goss. Go to the high point of the eye, use your eyeshadow brush to create more of a linear line, and that'll show you how to create the tail end of your shadow to go more outward and upward or more linear as opposed to going downward, because we don't want to accentuate, again, the area where the skin is hanging. Okay, so that's that. And we just want to keep blending. Blending is the key here. Now we're going to cut in a crease right after this. And I'm just showing you what the eyeshadow looks like. It's whisked out and upward. Okay, so we're going into this runway shade on the outer third of our eye, a nice mid-tone shade on the outside corner base of our upper lash line. And what's going to happen here is this is literally going to bring the eye forward and push the lid away, which is the trick here. Now, we're not bringing it all the way in. We are just concentrating right on that outer third, and we're whisking it again upward, outward, to open up the eye. So just remember, upward, outward. Now we're going to cut in that crease, and we're cutting in the crease with that runway shade, going in and going above my natural crease and cutting into that first class shade that we've already used. And again, I'm taking it upward and outward. I love soft glam, and that's what I'm going after right now with this look. A really nice soft glam everyday look. This palette, I said it's $12. I don't know if I mentioned that before, but it's only $12 on Jouer's website. Very pigmented, an everyday palette, really small and compact that you can throw in your purse, and you can make a glam look happen at a 6 a.m. flight in the morning. And that's what I really love about this palette. I don't know why they're discontinuing it though, but c'est la vie. Anyway, this is wow, an incredible palette. I bought two of them, guys. I bought one for my boss and one for me. Another one for me, and I gave another one to my mom. So you want to go in with that runway shade and smoking out the lower lash line. You can be as creative as you want here. I'm just going in with that brown shade, and then I'm going to go in with First Class on top of it. Also, a white eyeliner will open up that area as well. I've done videos where I've used a white eyeliner on my waterline, which really does open up the eyes, and I use the NYX Jumbo Pencil. And now I'm going into Tight Line with the Trish McAvoy black pencil. This is just one of my favorites. I had it in my favorites video. It is my absolute favorite because it is so smooth and very dark. And tight lining actually accentuates the eye. It opens it up and really shows the beauty of your eye shape. And I'm using Cloud 9, which is more of a blush pink in this palette to do my brow bone highlight. Guys, the key is to make sure that when we're working with our brows, when we have hooded lids, not to go with too much shimmer there because we're accentuating that brow bone. Remember, anything we put a light color on, it's going to draw attention to. Anything we put a darker color on, it's going to bring the attention away from. So the one thing we don't want to do is accentuate that brow bone area too much. So a really nice matte like this tone or a little bit of shimmer is going to be enough for us with this particular eye shape. So I'm just blending all the colors together so everything looks very, very seamless, but I'm being careful to whisk going upward and outward because I don't want this to start going downward and then accentuating the hooded lids. Again, just tight lining with the Trish McAvoy. Used it on my waterline on tight lining. Now another hack is to open up the eyes even more. We're going in with a light color in the inner corner. So I'm using Cloud 9, which was that blush pink that I used on the brow bone. I'm using that in the inner corner, but I also went in on top of this even some more with the Topaz highlighter that I got from Jouer Cosmetics, and I used that as well. So I put on my powder and everything, but I wanted to show you guys too, that first class color that I used on my lid, you can actually use this on your cheeks to give you a nice rosy looking color. And this just shows how versatile this palette truly is. And looking down, you can see the eye color, but also when I open up my eyes, you can see that I have color on there as well. And a hack is when you're putting on falsies, like I put on some falsies, make sure you're using like wispies and that your lashes are not going all the way to the very end of the eye, or it's going to make the eyes look droopy. So this is the finished look. I love how this turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. Soft Glam is in. Leave comments in the comment section below. Do give this a thumbs up if you found it to be helpful. I love you guys so much. Let me know what you want to see next from me, and I'll be happy to do that as well. Ciao for now.